Hello and welcome to the 100 Day Art Challenge. This video will be number 76 of 100, and I started yesterday with soft pastel portrait. So as is the theme with this challenge, if I've started with a medium that I enjoy, then I will do a series of pieces in that medium. Occasionally I will return to other previously used materials, and that will still be the case for the remainder of this challenge. There are certain pieces that I will be making for some of the last submissions, but for now I am trying to do as many in a row portraits for this run of soft pastel pieces. And on this occasion, this is from a photograph that I took, I think last year. It's possibly the year before, but I think it was last year. I'm really losing track lately of what happened in which year. Whilst I was in a cattle market with a friend of mine, Petra, who her and I were collaborating on a fine art exhibition, and we created a show to be exhibited in different gallery spaces, and we were visiting farmlands and cattle markets and taking photographs of machinery and cattle and farmers. And this was an auction that I was filming, and there was a chap who I just hadn't noticed until today, and as soon as I saw him on the video I thought I really want to draw him or paint him, because I think this is still considered painting, even though to me painting would include more fluid materials. So if I added water to this piece and then pushed around the colours, I would consider it more of a painting. But apparently, and I've heard this from several artists, this is a pastel painting. Anyway, so that is where this image came from. Is this was in an auction, and this was a chap who was quite low down. There was all stacks of people in layers bidding on these lambs, and I was capturing the auctioneers and the lambs, and obviously some of the people shouting their bids, or not shouting them. They did this little code where you'd tug on your collar, or you'd kind of make a little weird gesture with your hand that was quite subtle, and I was trying to learn some of these different practices, and then revisiting I should say, the footage now is where I discover certain things, like some of these faces of real characters. And I know this looks really strange at the moment, and when I was making this piece I was thinking this doesn't really look like a face at the moment. It looks as though there should be a face somewhere there, but the light isn't exactly hitting where it normally does when I paint or draw a portrait, and the shadow isn't collecting in places where it normally does. It's all a bit strange, and the colours are a bit wild, but I just thought, this is not me being experimental, this is me trying to follow the picture that I'm looking at and trying to truly render something accurate in the temperature that I'm seeing through the translucence of the skin, and also trying to describe some of the textures and planes of the face as they bend and twist and turn around the skull. But it made this piece just one where I had to trust the process. As I was saying, it is just following what you think is true, and I've learned that is something you have to do blind sometimes. And it's blind because you can't look at your work and then think, this now goes here. Instead, you just have to keep looking at the reference and thinking, if I've put that there, then that is an anchor point for this measurement. And that's what I was doing. This is a piece which I may continue with after I finish the challenge, after I've completed it. I may touch this up a little bit more to clean up certain areas and to further render certain portions of the face. But for now, I think what I achieved by the end of this session is close enough and fairly, I don't know, I quite like it. I hesitate to say that because it won't take long for that opinion to change, but I think it's because I made this today. A lot of this challenge has consisted of pieces of work that I made quite a while ago, and I just had the videos saved in different file folders, and then it was my job to then sift through them and sort them out and edit them together, create a narration or commentary over the top of it, find a hopefully inoffensive piece of music to play underneath my commentary, and then post that video daily. And then I ran out of those videos. I knew it was going to happen at some point, but it wasn't long ago that I ran out of videos and thought, now is the time I need to start creating more work daily again, because for a while I was instead making edited videos for a gallery. I was recording interviews with artists and all other sorts of jobs that I do to do with art, but I wasn't creating pieces of art for this challenge daily for a while, because it had just been a pause after I'd not kept up with the upload of the videos. So that's where I am at the moment. I'm at the point where now I have to create videos daily from scratch, instead of tapping into this library that I previously had. So you can see here how the face is coming together a little bit more, with some of the light hitting the ear and the tip of the nose, and then defining some of the eye there. And as soon as I put in the hair, it starts to come more together, and it's only a few more touches to really solidify what I was looking at. And I really do like how this face is described, because there are certain colours that help it along, like the yellow now reads as a green because it's combined with the well, it's not combined with the blue actually, but it's sat on top of the black, which I can imagine that black a lot of the time has blue in it. So I can imagine this paper, if you could look at it through a certain light source, it would probably show that the paper has some blue to that black, and it's quite a cool blue. And that's probably what makes the yellow read as a green at the moment, next to the orange and the white and this pink and the red that I'm trying to get in there, and this obviously touches of brown, but I'm trying to not lay it on too heavy and just use it, touch it in the right places to shape some of these marks that I've already made. But I hope you can see why I chose to do this face, because I think it's got age and wisdom and weather all described and defined in his face. And I had never seen it before, so it was a bit of a treasure that I discovered in the video from that, or one of several trips to the cattle market. But yeah, this is the piece of artwork that I made for this submission. As I said, number 76, so we're not that far away from the end. I hope you're enjoying the challenge. If this is the first video you've watched, then please look at some of the others, because there's been lots of different things on the way. But I will be uploading these daily, so I hope you continue to watch, and I appreciate you watching this video. Thanks very much. I will see you tomorrow.